place of epic landscapes and dramatic coastlines. I'm Caroline Quentin, and I'm travelling west to a county that really does showcase the best of Britain's natural beauty. So come with me on my Cornish adventure. It's a land that's dear to my heart, where beaches meet moors.
It is, I think, the best part of the British Isles. It's absolutely stunning. I'll stay here forever.
Where would you want to be anywhere better? Sun in the face, the clean blue air coming in off the ocean, heaven on earth.
And cliffs surrender to the mighty Atlantic.
It's a magical place. It really is. I look at it every day and I tell myself, you know, do not ever take this for granted. It's beautiful.
Therapeutic qualities of living with the water and being by the sea is just amazing, awesome.
Come along for the ride as I take in the sights.
Oh, what a view. It's absolutely lovely.
The sounds.
White stockings she wore.
And the stories.
It's just so exhilarating. And when you're swooshing along, it's wonderful.
Of a Cornish summer.
So enjoy the views. I know I will.
In this series, I'll be sampling some of the region's finest food.
A few here for you to be getting on with.
How many have you got to do for tonight, do you know?
There's only 400.
OK, I'll do 4.
Looking around idyllic properties.
We got the land here in 1535.
So there's been a member of your family on this land all that time.
And soaking up the atmosphere in the county's close-knit communities.
It's a magical place. It really is.
As well as seeing some iconic sights along the way.
That is awesome! That's awesome!
This week, award-winning winemakers, the Lindos, are making the most of the mild Cornish climate.
Neighbours and farmers just thought we were absolutely mad planting vines in Cornwall.
And I'll be getting the gossip on the secret hideaway of the stars.
A few celebrities stayed there.
Anyone we might know?
Kate Winslet stayed there.
Very famous.
But first things first.
So I've decided to start my journey here on the North Cornwall coast, because I reckon from here I can really get my bearings. Now, up there is Stepper Point, and to the east of that is Pentyre Point, and a bit further over that way is Trevose Head. So, just need to... I'll be fine.
OK, so I may not be able to map read, but I do know where I'm going, in search of the finest seafood off these shores. The thing I really love about this county is the hubbub of the harbours and the frenzy of the fishermen going about their business, bringing in the freshest catch of the day. In the tiny village of Helford, dawn is breaking and the morning commute has already begun. The crew of the Lady Hamilton aren't the usual team, though. On board is fisherwoman Lorna Bean.
My children's size oilers. This is about as small as they go.
There's a busy day ahead. Lorna, along with her crewmate Chino and her father, Chris, are working for the family sushi business. And if today's trip out to sea proves fruitful, in a matter of hours, some hungry mouths as far afield as London will be fed.
We've got to get in by about 2 o'clock to get the fish graded, iced and packed, and onto a lorry by 4 o'clock, so they're in the restaurant the same day as it's caught.
I think it's 42 years since I started fishing. In the last 5 years, things have changed enormously. Quite a large sector of the public now will pay decent money for decent fish.
I can think of worse commutes to work.
It's lovely. It's really warm, that calm, lovely.
job sees her working throughout the harsh winter months. But despite being less than 5 foot tall, she mucks in.
This is how a lady shoots the chains.
I asked her if she'd let them fill in, and she filled in for the week. She ended up staying 5 years.
Ah, that was close.
The Lady Hamilton has seen Lorna through memorable times.
Lady Hamilton was the carriage to the church. Dad came and picked me up, put loads of flowers and foliage all around the bow and made her look lovely.
To satisfy the sushi lovers, today's catch needs to produce some good varieties, and it looks like they won't be disappointed.
Real?
Hey!
Yeah, 25 quid, that's...
Monk! Yay! Don't want to put your hand in there. They pretend they're asleep and then very quickly they can snap their jaw shut.
There's even a few surprises, like this spur dog, a member of the shark family and one of the most endangered species of fish. Lucky escape for that one. It's 3 o'clock and time to head back in and get the fish packed up and loaded in the vans on its way up country.
There's always such a rush to get it on the lorry. But I think that's it. Let's see you back at Tricou's.
For Lorna Bean, it's job done, meaning she can hang up her waders and put her feet up. But for restaurateur Matt Corner, the fact that the day's catch can be in and on the plate within hours can only mean one thing. Lunch is served.
And it's all about good, simple, well-cooked food. And of course the view, which is absolutely awesome.
Matt moved from Sussex to Cornwall over 20 years ago, and in that time, he's established himself as one of the county's top chefs at the secluded setting of Whitsand Bay.
I love cooking, I love the buzz of a busy service. My style of food is a reflection of who I am, really, and it's quite simple.
It's the start of what Matt's hoping will be a hectic summer in the kitchen, and this afternoon he's got 48 covers. If he's busy now, he knows he can make the most of his valued time off.
You've got to be mentally alert, physically fit, and able to keep it up.
So when the orders come flooding in, Matt's in his element.
We got Megrim sole on the menu, which is very local to here and very underused as well. The Megrim soles we got with the razor clams. Always add your herb to anything hot at last minute. And the reason we do that is because it will lose its colour. So we want the nice bright green chopped parsley in there rather than a dull, insipid parsley. If you can just press it and the flesh should just give.
Oh, looks delicious. Note to self, must book table here.
A little bit of lemon and garlic butter and a few razor clams. Flavours are lovely. It's got different textures in there. It's very simple to do. It's just getting the balance dead right.
Job done, as they say.
It is a crazy job, I tell you. It's absolutely mad. But I'm 40 and I'm feeling it. Lower back, shoulders, neck. It's about lifestyle, living in Cornwall. So it's getting the work-life thing balanced, and it's not about being in the rat race, awards and accolades. Of course, that's nice when you get a pat on the back, but that's not what it's about.
And quite right. With the last dish plated up and served, for Matt, the beauty of Cornish life really kicks in. Surf's up.
It's not very relaxing being a surfer and living right by the sea, because as soon as there is any swell, come on, table 4, you need to finish your mains, I need to get out. Yeah, I love it. And you can be stressed out and have all the burden of having a business and just, you know, having a family. Everything drifts away and ebbs away, and you start getting things into perspective. The therapeutic qualities of living with the water and being by the sea is just amazing, awesome.
There are worse ways to spend a lunch break. We'll see more of Matt again later, but for now, I'll leave you with that amazing view.
I think it's important to build a little downtime into your schedule. So I'm relaxing with a glass of some of the best pink bubbly in the world. I know what you're thinking. Mais non, non. This was produced right here in Cornwall. Cheers.
So while I hit the bottle, I hear you asking yourselves, where on earth in Cornwall can produce award-winning wine? It's right here, nestled on sun-drenched slopes near the banks of the River Camel. The Lindo family has been running Camel Valley Vineyard for over 20 years. There's Bob, who oversees the whole business, Annie, who keeps to herself in her vineyard.
It's always difficult to work together as a husband and wife because you're with each other all the time.
And their son Sam, who brings the science to winemaking.
So in each bottle there should be 1.5 billion yeast.
Every summer they throw open the doors and welcome thousands of tourists to come and learn about the art of winemaking. Today is the first tour of the summer season.
It's nice to welcome people here. You know, it is a lovely, quiet place that visitors like to come to and just sit here with a glass of wine, just take in the views, chill out and enjoy it.
What should we call English sparkling wine? Champagne's a lovely place, isn't it? And they call it champagne. Well, Cornwall's a lovely place, so we call it Cornwall. I mean, it couldn't be simpler, could it?
The move into growing vines was an unusual departure from the lives they previously lived.
I used to be an RAF pilot up until my mid-30s, and Annie kindly followed me around the world while I enjoyed myself flying jets and things. We wanted to work together, and there's very little you can do together if you haven't had similar training and backgrounds and things. So we started farming here, and then just how you're finding today, you know, it's really, really hot. So in the end, that sort of works on you, and you think, well, we'll plant some vines, and then the rest takes care of itself, really.
Neighbours and farmers just thought we were absolutely mad. Not only was an ex-RAF pilot farming, but now he was doing the really daft thing of planting vines in Cornwall.
Mad as it may have seemed, the combination of mild weather, good soil and a strong family dynamic has made the Lindos winners of countless international wine awards. Every year they receive a visit from their mentor, who comes over from the Champagne region of France.
John Manuel Jacquinot is paid to go from winery to winery and just give us tips on best practice and do a bit of tasting and help us out, really.
Cool. Let's face it, there are worse jobs to have.
And I haven't really tasted this. Tasting wine at 9:30. Other people are still commuting. They're still on the tube, aren't they, going to London?
A little bit on the banana, a little bit on the strawberry.
Yep.
You can see around, it is one of the most beautiful vineyards in England. And I think the management of the estate is perfect. So you have good grapes, so with good grapes you can make good wines.
This summer will see the launch of a new special edition vintage, which they're hoping will stand up to the critics.
If people don't like your wine, they'll soon tell you. You know, we get instant feedback every year on last year's wine, and it's been a real help because it stops us getting above ourselves.
We'll be back later in the series to get the verdict on the wine. And just the note, if you need any more tasters, I'm right here. Who doesn't dream of owning a hideaway atop a Cornish cliff or among the meandering countryside? But let's face it, for most of us, the key to a Cornish retreat is a far-off fantasy. But some of the county's most beautiful homes are becoming accessible to those looking to sample a slice of the Cornish summer in style. Just outside Newquay and from the unlikely setting of this farm,
Hello, piggies?
a team of girls have accepted the mission of making dream holidays become a reality.
I'm calling from Unique Homestays.
Unique Homestays is run by Sarah Stanley, who's made it her job to seek out some of the best holiday homes that Cornwall can offer.
So we've got our B&Bs, we've got our self-catering, we've got our house party properties, which is the bigger properties. You know, tucked up every lane, there's something really quite special. Just finding them.
Oh, I'm rather envious. So while I'm in the area, I thought I'd drop in to meet the girls and have a nose around this 2-bedroom bolt hole in the country. It's the latest property to have made it onto their books.
Hi, I'm Claire.
Claire, hello, Caroline. Lovely to meet you.
Welcome.
Jess. Jess, hello.
Hi.
Caroline, lovely to meet you.
You too.
And this is the lovely house.
Yes.
Fantastic. Gosh, yes. No, this is a lovely, lovely property. So something like this, I mean, just looking around here, do you tend to go for places that are, well, let's be honest with this one, very contemporary and quite upmarket?
Yeah, certainly our clients tend to prefer contemporary flavour or sort of a traditional but quirky traditional.
Are they tricky people? Are they demanding?
They're certainly discerning, I would say, is the best word.
Good.
And therefore, because they do have high expectations, the tariffs we're demanding, you should have high expectations, to be honest.
So if I was one of your clients and I moved into this extremely attractive house and I arrived here with my children, I turned on the bath and there was no hot water, what do you do?
Just getting it sorted as soon as
possible. Just get it done as quickly
exactly,
as possible.
so they can't
Even
sort
if it meant
out.
rows of young men carrying hot water on their shoulder,
pretty much.
pouring it into my bath. You could arrange that.
You know,
I'll take this place. Consider it booked for 6 months.
Sounds good, but there's still something troubling me.
To work for the company, do you have to be really, really good looking and tall?
Being tall helps.
It does, doesn't it?
And really, really good looking. I think, yeah. So can I have a look round?
Yeah,
Can I take a little look?
The Hamptons is a new build hidden on a country estate, and it seems to have everything.
What is that there? Is that a fire?
Yeah, it's a second little wood burner there. Yeah.
And well, it should for the £1,600 a week price tag.
Wow. Master bedroom with dressing room and big ensuite.
Very lovely. When you invite people down to this county, is there something you feel that it offers them that other places don't?
I just love the beaches and the people and to be honest, it would be quite... don't have to invite people, they just invite themselves down here.
Yeah,
like from May to September.
Of all your properties, do you have a favourite?
I do, yeah, the beach hut would be my favourite property. She didn't even have a TV when she first came on and she was really adamant about not getting one because she wanted it to be a proper kind of escape from everything.
A few celebrities stay there.
Anyone we might know?
Kate Winslet stayed there.
Very famous.
I think Demi Moore did a movie there one time.
Oh, God, OK, so it's an extraordinary property.
Yeah, it's amazing.
Really. Ashton Kutcher. Yeah, I wouldn't want to tell you then, would you? No. Well, thank you very much for showing me around. You can leave me now.
It's all right.
Bye-bye. Thank you so much. Bye.
Bye.
I thought they'd never go. Honestly, I'm exhausted. Actually, you could go too now. Thank you. Get to bed. Good night.
Well, I wish. But I'm looking forward to seeing more from these girls. You're going to get to know them really well. Earlier we met chef Matt Corner, who moved to Cornwall 20 years ago, set up a successful restaurant and hasn't looked back since.
I just love living here so much and it means so much to me. You know, it's awesome, isn't it? Look at it all.
The sea is a source of inspiration for Matt to cook up some inventive fare, and in the time he's been living here, he's built a fantastic network of suppliers to keep him stocked up with the freshest produce. And heading out with his friend Bill Hocking in search of tonight's supper, you couldn't get much fresher than this.
I've known Bill and his family for a few years, and Bill's the oldest working fisherman in the country. He's still pulling crab pots up, 60 crab pots a day. He's bionic.
Oop, steady on.
The crab we get here, I think, is exceptional.
But tonight, it's the family who will benefit from Matt's catch. He's got the evening off, and with the sun shining, the kids home from school, there's nothing better than a barbie on the beach.
I think because I have to think about food so much normally with work, it's nice just to come out, chill out, and not have to put too much thought into what I'm doing. Just be able to look in the fridge, get a few ingredients, and just chuck it all together.
Yeah, Matt, that's chucking it together. I'd love to see your version of beans on toast.
I think the kids are so lucky and so fortunate, and you just hope that they appreciate it, but, you know, it's all they've known, so how can they? Meg, can you do us a favour? Go and get a bit of seawater in there for us, please.
It's got a little bit of seaweed and sand in it.
I said water, not half the blooming beach.
Matt has whipped up some lobster with a spicy salsa, a seasonal salad and some crusty bread to mop up the leftovers.
Look at that, meal for a king.
Thank you.
Not everybody is able to appreciate his efforts just yet. Or maybe they are. Matt and his wife Rachel have the kids well trained.
Nice treat.
Lovely crab.
Nights like tonight are awesome. It's all just a really nice, mellow, healthy way to live your life. It's the way everyone should be living, I think.
It really is a heavenly lifestyle in this forgotten corner of Cornwall. What a lovely end to a perfect day.